quickly come to the conclusion that I'm not going to get the Nova off these cradles unless I get some work done. It's kind of interesting how that works out, right? So that's what I'm going to do this evening, because it's been miserable down here still in Houston. Still 100-degree days, multiple days in a row, and it is what it is. I cannot wait for September, into October, because that's my favorite time of the year, because it's get a reprieve from all this madness. But I might drive this to a thing tomorrow night, and before I can do that, I have got to finish it up. So last time we worked on it was just a couple episodes ago, and we put a new set of mufflers on it, and it sounds great and it's running good. But I've got some maintenance to do to it, so I'm going to change the oil, but I'm also going to replace some old fuel lines that well, at least one old fuel line that needs some attention. It probably has never been replaced, so I'm concerned about that. And then I'm also going to put I don't know what you want to call it, a vent tube on the gas tank, because I'm afraid of having my gas tanks siphon in on itself and imploding. So if you listen, oh, it didn't do it that time. Well, that's good. Right now there are two lines going to this gas tank. There's one 3H fuel line that feeds the engine, and then there's I think it's a 5/16 fuel line that's supposed to either be a return or a vent. And I have it capped off like a dummy, not realizing that that could cause a suction in the tank. And sometimes they like to implode on themselves. So I don't want that to happen, because I don't want to buy another tank. So I've got a plan for that, which is just going to be a fuel filter that's like set to ambient air, and then I'm going to tie it up out of the way with some 5/16 lines. So that's kind of all we're doing today. I might cut open the oil filter, we'll see. But just, you know, a couple maintenance items on the Nova, so I can get it down on the ground, and we'll see if we can't get a little cruising too, maybe not tonight, but tomorrow, to show you how this thing sounds with the new mufflers on it. All right, let me get underneath the car and we'll get started. It's kind of hard to see, but this right here is my 3H fuel line, my factory fuel line for the Nova. And this is towards the middle of the car, and there's a little junction right here that is 3/8 soft line. I don't think this has ever been replaced on this car, and I'd like to take care of that. It might be a leaky fun thing to do, but it needs to be done. So I'm gonna go get a razor blade and get these clamps off and cut it. But before I do that, I'm gonna just kind of measure it with the other hose and trim it so it's the right length, and then we'll kind of get it up in place. So my 3H fuel line, not for fuel injection, which we're not using it for fuel injection. I'll mark it right there so I can cut it. I use my sharp dikes for this. That looks about right. Yeah, there we go. And now here comes the fun part. We're gonna see how much fuel is gonna come out of this guy. I want to try to reuse these clamps. I don't hate them. They're not the worst in the world, but they may not have any tension left. There we go. All right. And now, to make this as easy as possible, oh yeah, here comes some fluid. I had a feeling that was gonna happen. Yuck. Okay, this is making a gigantic mess. Where is my hose? Let's throw the new one on there and just make even more of a mess. Yeah, all the way down my armpit. That's cool. It's cool. Yeah, there we go. Oh no. And that's the clamp, the factory clamp. Well, let me, that was a lot of fun. Let me, regather myself here and figure out what is the best direction for this. Alright. Is that okay? Does it seem like it's going to stop it from coming off? I'd say yeah. It's not bad. I might throw a regular clamp on there too, just to be safe. We don't want fuel leaks. Oh, that should be good. That's double securified. Alright, so that part's done. Welcome to the gas tank portion of the Nova. And let's look at what I was talking about. So this is the fuel sending line that goes into the tank. And this, with the cap on it, is the return / vent line that I was talking about. So this is what I would like to put a vent hose on. So that's what we're gonna do. And I thought it was 5/16, but it's actually 1/4 inch. But I had some here, so that'll be good. The only thing I think I need now is I need to go find some zip ties. So let me do that, and then I'll show you what we're gonna do. All right. And this right here is just like a lawnmower fill filter, and I'm gonna put this on the end of this whole spiel here to try to keep any contaminants from getting into the tank from this location. But let's see how we can route this first. Here's my 1/4 inch line, and I can throw that on here, and it fits really well. Very good. And then I think I'm gonna have to find a place to put it. I think this is gonna be the best place. Alright, fuel filter on. Alright, now I just need to throw a clamp on this thing. Okay. Right, please. There we go. That should be good. It should prevent, I hope. Crap, it needs to aim down. It needs to aim down. That way moisture will drain out and not in. Yeah, I heard you. Alright, there's that. That's a little better. And now let me grab the front of it, and it should be secured. Yeah, okay, that's a little better. Alright. Well, I think that's all it on that one. Just prevent anything from going into the tank, and also allow the tank to breathe, which is good because it needs a vent. So, sweet. Well, that was relatively easy, so let's just change the oil in this dude, and then we'll be done. And then you're gonna have to pray for me when we get it off the cradle. But yeah, let's get the oil changed. Well, oil change is done. 5 quarts of VR 140 weight and 1 quart of Lucas, and I think I'm still 1 quart short, but at least I got oil in it. Now comes the fun part of trying to get this thing off the cradles. I've already got it jacked up a little bit because I've been playing with the jack and some wood, trying to make up that extra room. I think I'm going okay. I'm going to do this in steps, and I think I'm to a good spot now to where I can pull the cradles out. We've got a lot of wood on here, and then I'll lay it down onto the jack stands. I'll remove some of the wood and then jack it back up, pull it off those jack stands, and then we move on to the front. So yeah, it's just got to be real careful, easy process, you know, easy going process, and just double checking that you have everything that you need so you don't lay it down and fall it over like I did with my truck here onto my hand. Anyway, yeah, let me wiggle this thing down, I guess you could say. Okay, let's hear it on the ground. Make sure we got all pressure. Well, I can't wait to drive it. I think it's going to sound fantastic. I don't know if I'll be able to get any video outside the car, but I'll do my best. I do have something that I might drive it to tomorrow, so we'll hop in it and kind of see how that goes. But other than that, maintenance is done, and took care of the things that I've been wanting to take care of for a while. It's probably the 3rd oil change since I've owned the car, because I don't drive it that often, and I think I've only changed the oil before some races, and it's been a while. But oil looks pretty good. We'll cut the filter open maybe tomorrow and kind of go from there. But I'm smoked. I'm gonna pull the Sonoma in, close it down, and shut it down for tonight. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Got all the maintenance done on the Nova. Let's take it for a ride and kind of see how it sounds now that it's on the ground. Also, I've got some new toys for the channel. I'm testing out a new microphone. If it sounds crappy, I apologize, but I'm gonna leave it in so I know what it sounds like. But hopefully it'll pick up some sounds in the Nova, and I'm gonna put a GoPro on the outside of the Nova too and see if we can't pick it up, see how it sounds with new exhaust. So let's go for a little ride. liking it. I do like the way it sounds. Much like a cleaner sound. Are a little spongy. Need some attention as well, I guess. Yeah, I do like it. Quite as loud as the other exhaust, at least not under partial throttle, but it just sounds a lot. It's quieter, but it's in a different way. It's like not in a bad way. So just have to see how it goes in a little bit higher RPM. I like it a lot. Definitely get to hear that 456 gear in the rear. I'm doing 55 miles an hour right now at 2,900 RPM. Yeah. To look into these brakes. They don't feel right. Feel real spongy. I think I got something going on. So we will probably shut this drive down here, and I'll see y'all when I get back to the house. Let's take a look at the master cylinder, because like I said, the brakes feel real spongy, and I'm not a fan. And I was right. Look at that. Rear brake fluid or front master cylinder is low, really low, and I think I know where it's going. So maybe, but that's not good, and that's why the brakes don't feel great. So I wonder if we are leaking on our line lock, because it has leaked before, and that would not be ideal. But if you look down here, my gearbox, there's an arm underneath it, and it is caked in something. So I'm thinking it's leaking somewhere, but I've got to find out where. And the worst case scenario would be that brake booster. So while we did get some of the maintenance done on this car, it looks like I got something else to look at. Well, you know, these things happen on old cars, especially if you let them sit, but it's just too hot to drive this car right now anyway, so I guess I'll dive into it and put some fluid in it and start testing things and see what we can figure out. But overall, hey, we got some stuff done. Took a cool little cruise, tested out some new equipment. It's not, you know, it's not all a win, but there is a lot of win here, so I'm gonna be happy with that. Well, we have old stuff, we have LS swap stuff, We got Sonoma GT stuff. We've got Dakota RT stuff. We've got stuff that is not in this building. We always got something going on, is what I'm saying. And if you like the stuff that we're working on, please consider subscribing and hanging out with us. We would love to have you as part of the community. You know, we try to interact with as much as possible on Facebook. So if you leave a comment or something, I do my best to try to reply to every one of those. So if you have a question, reach out to us. If you're already subscribed, thank you guys so much. You're the best. We love interacting with y'all. And then the channel's doing pretty good, and that's all because of you guys. So basically what I'm saying is thank you. Thank you so much. Gonna get back on to Dakota now. We still have to, like I said, figure out some stuff here, but I'm gonna get back on to Dakota and start getting some brake lines ran and things like that, so we can try to get this thing ready by the fall. So that's what we're gonna be working on next. And well, you know, I'm gonna shut it down. It's nasty, it's gross. It's still 100 degrees out and 8 o'clock at night. So God willing, the weather lightens up soon, but until then, if it does or not, we'll see you next time. Until next time, you know the deal. Y'all be good.